Hello lovely Year 6, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're managing to stay motivated for your home learning. I've seen some of the maths work that you've sent in to your Year 6 teachers and I'm really impressed and really proud of the time and effort that you're obviously still putting into your work. So keep it up, you've got one more week before the half-term break and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about your Week 6 maths. First of all, my top tip for this week is about using the answers. So you'll have seen that obviously every day you have the answers to the tasks included. And obviously the first thing you would use those for is to see whether your answers are correct or incorrect. But then much as we would in class, if you have got something wrong, then really think about whether you understand why. Is it a careless mistake or is it that you didn't understand the method? So think about what we would have done in class, come back to it with our red pens and really think about whether we can correct it ourselves and try to apply that at home as well. And the other thing that you can use the answers for is if you're stuck on a problem, and I'm thinking particularly here about the challenge questions or the reasoning problems. If you don't know how to tackle that problem, then sometimes looking at the answer can help you. You can look at the question, look at the answer and see if you can work out the how, see if you can work out how to get from one to the other, and that might help you to find the method. Because as we often say in class, that the how is the important part. So remember, the answers are there for you to help you assess your own work, but also to help you if you're stuck on something. Now this week you're continuing your work on algebra. I hope you've enjoyed last week's work. There are a few reminders on this slide of what you should have learnt already. We know that algebra just means that numbers are represented by letters or other symbols. You would have learnt last week about an algebraic expression, so something like 3y plus 8. You would have learnt about substitution, where we give the letter a value, we substitute it in and work out the answer. And you have learnt about formula. So, for example, a formula to work out the cost of something, or a formula to work out the area or perimeter of a shape. A couple of reminders at the bottom of the screen there about things that might have seemed a bit strange to start with. Remember that in algebra, if we have a letter with a number in front of it, such as 4a, what that means is 4 times a, or 4 lots of a. We wouldn't put the multiplication symbol in there. And the other one is the use of something that looks a bit like a fraction, so a over 4, which means a divided by 4. And you would have come across those a little bit last week, and they'll come up again this week, but something that's just a little bit different about algebra that can take a while to get used to. So this week's work is going to build on what you learnt last week. As I said last week, keep watching those videos each day. Again, we're sticking very closely to those White Rose Maths small steps so that each day it builds on the day before. So do make sure that you use that link and use the video, which will talk you through the tasks for that day and the methods that you need to tackle them. This is what it will look like. So on Monday, you'll start by learning about equations. And we've seen that word before when we've talked about balancing equations. So Monday is an introduction to those. On Tuesday, you'll be solving one-step equations. And then building on that Wednesday, you'll be solving two-step equations. And then on Thursday, looking at equations that have a pair of unknown values. So an x and a y within the same equation. And then Friday, as always, you'll finish the week with arithmetic. So hopefully you'll use the work from last week on algebra to get you off to a brilliant start this week. Use the videos, do as many of the tasks as you are able to. If you get stuck on something, then obviously you can look at the answers to help you, or you can just leave it and move on. I hope you have a really good week and obviously a lovely half-term break, and I will see you again ready for term 4. Bye.